Mercy Falls Hospital stood atop a desolate hill, its Gothic architecture casting long, ominous shadows that seemed to reach out like skeletal fingers. Nurse Sarah Anderson, known for her unwavering courage, had just begun her night shift in the abandoned North Wing, an area notorious for its tragic past. The hospital's hallways were dimly lit by flickering overhead lights that cast distorted shadows, and the air hung heavy with the stench of decay. Sarah received her assignment, room 1313, the last room at the end of a corridor lined with rusted gurneys and forgotten medical supplies. As she approached the door, Sarah felt a sudden drop in temperature and an unsettling silence enveloped her. Room 1313's entrance creaked open on its own, revealing a pitch-black interior. Hesitant but determined, Sarah stepped inside. The room was freezing, and the feeble beam of her flashlight revealed an old, dilapidated bed covered in stained sheets. The air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy, and Sarah could almost hear distant whispers carried by the chilling wind that swept through the cracked windows. The hospital's haunting history unfolded as Sarah delved into patient records. Room 1313 had once housed a notorious serial killer, Michael Redwood, who preyed on vulnerable patients under the guise of a nurse. Legend had it that the tormented souls of his victims lingered, seeking revenge. As the night wore on, Sarah began to experience inexplicable phenomena. Disembodied footsteps echoed through the empty corridors, and shadows danced menacingly along the walls. The temperature in room 1313 fluctuated wildly, and Sarah could hear faint, anguished cries that seemed to seep from the very walls. A malevolent force seemed to target Sarah, playing on her deepest fears. Whispers in the dark spoke of her own past, secrets she thought long buried. Faces of the deceased patients twisted in agony materialized before her, their hollow eyes staring accusingly. In a desperate attempt to escape the growing horror, Sarah decided to leave room 1313, but the door slammed shut, trapping her inside. The malevolent force intensified, manifesting as the ghostly figure of Michael Redwood, his eyes filled with malice. Sarah's flashlight flickered and died, plunging the room into total darkness. The anguished cries of the vengeful spirits crescendoed, and unseen hands seemed to claw at her from every direction. Panic set in as Sarah fought against an invisible force, struggling to break free. In the eerie silence that followed, the door to room 13113 slowly creaked open. The once fearless nurse Sarah Anderson was never seen again. Mercy Falls Hospital, with its haunted North Wing, remained a chilling reminder of the malevolent forces that lurked within its forsaken halls.